Why would the slave master invent a lawnmower to help you cut the grass?
Yeah.
It doesn't even make. It doesn't make sense.
The 8-week challenge on my YouTube channel. Workouts are going to drop 3 times a week. I was going to launch it at the beginning of the year, but I decided to let the first 3 weeks go so that people could settle in, get back into working routines, then hit them with a challenge. This challenge, like I said, you're going to have 3 workouts put on my channel a week. For those who want to get involved in a cash prize draw, they have to sign up to my app. First prize is going to be £500, second prize £300, third prize £100. Once you sign up to my app, whether it's the custom workout plan or custom meal plan or both, that instantly brings you into the cash prize draw. All I want you to do is I need you to hold 3 poses: a front pose, a side pose, and a back pose, with the date on the first day of the challenge and the date on the last day of the challenge. That's all I need for you to do. Let's go.
I feel like Mendy, the reason why Mendy will bust it is because I feel like when it comes to money in life, he's too important of a person to a football club for them. Like, in terms of public opinion, he's not going to bounce back, but he's going to get another club. 100%, because clubs need players. And if you play for Man City at a level where like you're part of their championship winning team, but he's going to get another team. Like, for example, what's the guy from Man United again?
Greenwood.
Toast. That one's Hovis, like best of both.
That's because he's been found guilty, right?
No, but it's because the case is ongoing and we've heard the
voice
raw
notes,
evidence and whatever. Like, Nike have dropped him. Like, his one is toast. So like,
What, in terms of public opinion, or?
No, I think in terms in general, like even like
You think he can't get a club?
I think it depends on the outcome of the case. Because remember, if he gets found guilty of it, it's like Adam Johnson, for example.
Yeah, but he's...
That's my point. But remember, if you get found guilty, technically you're going to do prison time. So if he goes to jail for like, I don't know, 6 years.
Yeah.
How old is he? He's like 19, 20, or come on, he's 27.
But if he still comes out and he's still a good player, he'll find a club.
I hear you, but that means you're playing in the Turkish 3rd division when you come out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're not going to be at the level of who you are. And remember as well, you might even bounce back. I'm not saying I want him to, because people might say I'm looking. But I'm just saying like your life would have changed. You ain't training no more to be a footballer. You might even be good after 7 years. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like my point is just like, if he comes out and let's say he's bagging, let's say he's stuck in, let's say he does 20, maybe not 30 goals a season, but 20 consistently, or even 10 and 10, 10 goals, 10 assists. A club's going to take him. Even if it's Turkish 3rd division, he will go up through Turkey.
I hear you.
And, do you know, like,
I hear what you're saying, but I feel like...
I think the supporters don't mind enough if he's banging in goals.
Yeah, bro.
What I've realised is that
there's bare players that do, but like the supporters back them because he's scoring goals.
Yeah, but that's a long time.
Do you know what? See the Suarez thing. That's
a long time ago.
When Suarez did his little racism thing, remember I say little, I saw Liverpool players who were black.
Yeah, wear a shirt.
They found a loophole to support him.
There's no loophole. There's no loophole. You're banging in 30.
But you have sense. You have sense though. A lot of men don't have sense.
And that's why
you're banging in 30 a season, brother. You can't leave my club. You're my set, brother.
Okay, so you're scoring for Arsenal.
You're scoring goals.
Let's say he was playing for Arsenal.
Playing for Arsenal.
Let's say it was Suarez playing for Arsenal.
Have you got a stick here? Have you got a stick, please?
Let's say he was playing for Arsenal.
Let's say I play for Arsenal.
So let's say Suarez.
Oh my God.
That's my point. There's enough man that will do that.
Is that you? Is that you, Chiso? Brother, listen, racism, brother.
So technically is that, depending on who you are, it depends on whether or not you're getting cancelled.
It's the value.
That's what I'm saying. That's life in general is about value.
It's everything transactional.
If Suarez was a player that a bit part, Liverpool would have dashed him away. Yeah. Suarez was arguably one of the greatest strikers the Premier League has ever seen. Yeah. He's one of the only people to score 30 goals in the season. And just because of calling Evra...
Just because?
No, that's what I'm saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what they're going to see it as, is just because. Even the FA the other day, there was a race, I think it was a Crawley town manager or coach or something.
Okay, yeah, I heard of that.
Said something racist, I think he got a
30 days suspension or something.
No, 13-month suspension, But they tried to rule, and they tried to find out if he was racist. How can you
find it out when it's there?
If it was homophobic, something homophobic, you're not going to find out.
Or transphobic, it's straight what it is.
You've said something, it is what it is. But when it comes to racism, it's like, let's see if he didn't mean it like that. But for other communities or other communities, once you say something against that community, it's not maybe you didn't. It's what you said is what you said. Either apologise or be cancelled. when it comes to racism, it's not like that. So I'm saying when it comes to football, I hear what people are saying, but it's your value. Same way with what Suarez said. I mean, yeah, wasn't deemed big enough because what he was doing for Liverpool and the club was bigger than.
But you're saying generally as a football supporter, generally, if Suarez was an Arsenal player, generally speaking, you would try and look at the consequence of Suarez leaving Arsenal.
No, let me be serious now. I'll be super pissed that Suarez done it. I'll be fuming. But in my head, I'm like, I can't lie. I'm.
We've got 4 games left in the season, and we're 2 points clear.
I'm seeing that. Number one, I see this as a black person, and I'm like, this is just what's man saying. But then when I remove myself from being black and I'm an Arsenal supporter, boy, 3 points I forget.
I think that's the problem though, is when you talk about value. And I think a lot of times the things that we will accept and not accept depends on the value of that person. I think even when it comes to how we use our phones or reply to people, depends on the value of that individual.
But it goes back to what you were saying about the iPhone and the Cobalt and whatever.
The phone is very valuable to us.
The phone is very valuable to us. Apple produce great products. We don't care enough. If it was like a startup company that we found out and no one knew, everyone would cancel that company. If we found out, if Apple was just made today and we found out, we'll cancel Apple within a couple of weeks. But Apple is too valuable to us in terms of workflow, phones, AirPods, all this stuff.
Would you agree, Wes?
It's too late now. It's too far gone.
So it's too far gone that it doesn't really matter now that we've got to that point where the value of the iPhone or value of having a smartphone is so important to us. The value of Dana White is so important that, you know, he can't be cancelled because he's the president of UFC. Even if you said take a 60-day hiatus from the company, it's only going to damage the company. It doesn't damage him. So therefore, all of the fighters don't, like, obviously behind closed doors might be like, damn, he slapped Dana, but you fight for the UFC, you need to get paid.
No, but I feel like when you get cancelled, I think it depends on who you get cancelled by. So, for example, if a majority of your fans are women, for example, and then you do the R. Kelly thing, then the majority of your fans are going to cut you off. So you're cancelled actually. Whereas if the people that are offended by you weren't your fans in the first place, then you can't be cancelled. So Dana White, for example,
if they don't feed you or make you your money,
then you can't get cancelled.
Yeah, so technically it's only those who are in the UFC that have a problem with him that can cancel him. If they don't have a problem with him, he can't be cancelled.
And the fans and whatever, but the people who watch UFC and the fighters don't care. They don't care enough about that for it to affect the UFC.
I would argue if Dana White wasn't as good as he is at running the company, that the board would have got rid of him because he's not he's sold like a lot of his shares in the company, but he's just like the chairman of something like that. But they would have got rid of him if he wasn't doing as good of a job as he is.
So once again, it boils down to the value then.
Yeah,
exactly. Because who's going to replace Dana White? Because thing is, like, a lot of people don't have time, especially in business. You don't have time necessary to test things, especially in UFC. Like, you can't just hire a new chairman like that. Like, you've struggled to find stuff like for your bar and stuff. So imagine trying to replace Dana White.
Yeah, but even like Vince McMahon in the WWE or WWF, he's had bare scandals. Bare. Yeah. Like, when I was reading up on it the other day, I was like, raw. But because he's Vince McMahon and the WWE or WWF, what you want to call it, WWE now, is so lucrative.
Yeah.
Boy,
he came back the other day. They sold WWE to the Arabs.
Yeah, you have to just let it go. To say jump it over, because that's my only issue with life in general, is that it depends on who you are and what you do. So, for example, even if you look at this country now, for example, the white population or whatever, they care more about Harry and Meghan than they do Prince Andrew, and that shows you the value. That, like, the value of Prince Andrew against the value of a coloured woman that's married into the royal family. Because technically speaking, when you look at both of what they've done, one is supposed to have sex with an underage girl and a the other one has just spoken out about the royal family being racist. What's worse? But if you looked at the media, Harry and Meghan, and no one's talking about
but I think the key though is that we know who controls the media. So therefore, they can literally just not publish anything to do with it because they know of the backlash. Whereas there'll be no backlash against Meghan and...
No, but that's my point though, in terms of the media, it's value. It's your, whatever value you have. And even the royal family, they bring up the media bring out stories about the royal family, but they have like a little agreement that they give them certain pictures, certain interviews, and then they stay off their back. And this country is very patriotic. But my thing is, again, it's down to value. That this is a part of the royal family. We'll talk about it a bit, but let's just brush it under the carpet. Now there's a new member of the royal family that's causing ruckus, saying they're racist. How can we be racist? This is terrible. We're going to talk about this more. So I'm just saying there's so many examples that you can see in life of things that happen to people. If it was someone else, it'll be one thing. But because it's this person, nothing happens.
And when we're talking about value, what value do you put on life? So what is life to you? What do you say the meaning of life is?
But I'm not gonna lie to you. You don't know. I don't think you know about the value of life until something bad happens to you.
What is life? What's the meaning of life? What do you say the meaning of life is? What does life mean to you?
Well, to me, life is
For the living.
But the funny thing
Very
is,
cliche, but explain what you mean.
the problem is that the problem with that
What do you
saying
mean by
is,
that?
Chiz, yeah, if you believe that saying, you would have no days in the week where you just lying and do nothing.
What do you think your purpose is, Marv?
Well, right now it's to find an Apple charger because my battery's low. Safe one. Do you know what? I feel like everyone.
Purpose is important, right? We should all have a purpose, isn't it?
Yeah, but I feel like this whole purpose conversation, I feel like because we come from religious backgrounds or church or whatever, it's drummed into us that everyone has a purpose, everyone has a reason for a season. So everyone grows up within our realm believing that you need a purpose. But I feel like, I think it depends. I feel like, for example, my purpose could have been football, but if I didn't make it, what happens then? Does that mean I've got no purpose in life whatsoever?
Yeah, but that's why a lot of players get depressed though.
Do you know what I'm saying?
And their life's ruined. Like,
Yeah.
they get they do their ACL like 3 times in a row, and then their life's gone.
Yeah.
Because they've attributed, I am football.
That's
So
what I'm saying.
that's their
Yeah,
personality.
yeah.
If you get where I'm coming from.
Yes, I feel like it depends. Like, for example, if you look at Wes, for example, like if you look at this whole camera thing, like I guarantee maybe, I don't know how old you are, but maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago, you might not have thought you were going to do this.
Yeah, I was never going to do this.
That's my point. But like, you found an interest. It's become your purpose now because you're good at it. No, but you know what I'm saying, and you can build on it. As in, like now, the experience you're gaining from this, you might not even realize that maybe in about 5 years you might work somewhere completely different. But because of the skills you've gained now, it's projected you and put you there. Like for example, even if you look at yourself, Gabes or Chiz, whatever, you doing events in inverted commas and being social and whatever has kind of helped you with your restaurant.
It's 100% helped me.
That's what I'm saying. So sometimes, but would you say that your purpose was to open a bar? No, not necessarily. It might have been your purpose, might have just been, you don't know what your purpose is, but you've just happened to navigate and seen a space and been like, I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
the
but
difference between
I feel
purpose
like-
and being able to identify opportunities and take them.
Yeah.
There's two different things.
But I feel like you're referring more to like purpose as like an end destination. Whereas like you're speaking about like Gabriel's journey, like doing events and whatnot. Like that, his journey could be his purpose. Like the whole process he's going through, that could be.
But that's what people say. There was like
Yeah.
an analogy where like, I think a monk sent a guy up a mountain and he was like, the guy was like, I want to know the meaning of life. And he was like, all right, the meaning of life, meet me at 6 a.m. at the bottom of the mountain, whatever. So at 6 a.m. he got to the bottom of the mountain. The monk said, yeah, go to the top of the mountain and there's a box. When you get to the top of the mountain, the meaning of life will be explained in the box. He's like, swear? He's gone, yeah. So the brother went up the mountain, he was fighting like goats, the weather, all these things, whatever. When he got to the top, he was so happy. Man opened the box, there was nothing in the box.
Yeah.
He came downstairs, came down the mountain, he said, bro, what's the meaning of life? He said, the meaning of life is a journey. Because when you get there, what's there to do now?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Once you get to your end goal, that means your life's finished.
Yeah.
But your life's not supposed to be finished, so it's supposed to be the journey is. Do you know what I'm saying? What it is. So.
I think like what you were saying about football as well is like people attribute like their purpose to like finite things that do have an end. Like the end of your football career, that can end like when you're 20, but that can end when you're 34.
That's
so
why that's why a lot of footballers get depressed when they finish football, because it's like no more fans are calling their name, like no one's picking their shirt. Do you know what I'm saying? Like a youngster's taking their position.
Yeah.
So some become pundits, but some of them they just. So I hear what you're saying. I feel like I think that the purpose thing is very dangerous, because if it's not, if you don't know what it is, or you don't kind of have the right take of it, if you don't achieve, for example, if you said my purpose is the camera and you get no clients, no one wants to work with you, you're gonna just be like, oh, my purpose is ruined, I can't do nothing.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's very fine. As in, I feel like it's not your purpose. I feel like on your journey, see opportunities and take them. That's what I think life's about. Every opportunity you can take it, because once you go past that turn on the M25, that junction is gone.
Without purpose, would you not say that we're almost walking aimlessly?
Yeah. But we are though, to a degree, because we don't know what life is, Gabes. Remember, until you die and pass, Or remember, when you're 25, you look at life differently. When you're 30, you look at life and you're like, when I was 25, I didn't even know nothing, bruv. So as you get older, every time you're in an age, you believe you know everything. Then as you get older, you're like, I didn't know nothing. Like, even last year, like, I didn't know. So I'm saying, in terms of life, we say we know it, but how can we? We can't know life, bro. Until you die, and remember, afterlife, heaven, hell, like, we don't even know if it exists. Like, obviously, in our faith we do, but if you don't believe, if an atheist dies, you don't believe in that. So what happens? Like, there's so many questions, bro. So what is life?
I think, for me, I've got to the point where I think everyone needs to figure out what their purpose is. I know it sounds bad to say that because we're saying that if you believe that's your purpose, it doesn't pan out. You believe that you've just been walking around aimlessly. I think that the purpose of life, for me, is to be able to leave, I know it sounds very cliche as well, is to leave a stamp behind.
Okay.
For instance, to say that, you know, before passing, that you've made some kind of an impact.
Yeah,
and I think it's the impact that you leave behind is what lives on. And I think that it would be a shame to live life if you've got some value in you and not be able to leave something behind for somebody else. And I think that's the part that I've kind of seen. This is to me what the meaning of life is. To be able to help as many people on the journey and leave that behind so that when I do pass, they say, okay, Gabriel lived and Gabriel done this and that. I think to leave this world and not be able to leave anything behind, I think I'd be doing myself a disservice. And I can just talk about myself.
I hear what you're saying, but I just feel like, I hear you, but it's a privileged standpoint though, because like, for example, if someone lives in Cambodia and they're poor, like, how many people can you help? You can help your family, yeah, but if you're poor and you can't help people, then it's like, has that person not lived in their purpose?
But I think that's part of the privilege that we have to understand. That I always say that I've got a friend that lives in Birmingham who does all these balloons and events and that. We always talk about the disparity of Birmingham and London. And I say that a lot of times we don't understand the privilege we've got. And the privilege that we've got, I believe, is you're meant to use that privilege to do something with. As you mentioned Cambodia, yes, clearly there are some people that don't have the privilege that we have. But I think to have the privilege that we have, even in this room, and not do anything with it, not to believe in all this hocus pocus stuff, I think you're doing a disservice to what you've been given.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I think that's what I believe the purpose of life is to be able to leave a stamp and do enough to help the people coming after you.
No, I
think it sounds very cliche, but I think that's what, and without doing that, life doesn't progress. Like the person who invented the telephone, the internet, the wheel, whatever it is, someone's had to do something, and if you don't use what you've got inside you, I just think it's just a waste of...
I can't lie, some of them things were invented by slaves, man, and then them man just took the patent.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
So that's what I'm saying. So technically speaking, that brother's left, what's he left behind? Because they're not rating my man, because he's the one, do you know what I mean, of the slaves and whatever, like...
They invented almost everything.
Invented stuff.
Yeah.
And it's common sense though, because...
But then remember, they couldn't do the pattern. So man would say, right, you done this, yeah? Oh, cool. Let me, okay. Thank you, Wesley.
No, it's definitely common sense. Because when I investigated about the lawnmower, you got to think about, why would the slave master invent a lawnmower to help you cut the grass quicker? It doesn't even make... It doesn't make sense.
Even the light bulb. The light bulb was created by, is it Thomas Edison Bell? I can't remember what his name was, but it kept burning out. The filament was actually made by, I think, a black man or a black woman. There's so many things, bro, that black people, with air conditioning, there's bare things that black people made. Yeah. Even NASA, the moon and whatever, there was that film, they were in, like, they wrote all the codes. And
would you believe they went to the moon? Just out of curiosity.
I can't, but that's what I'm saying.
I don't believe
bro.
they did.
What are you saying? Photoshop, yeah?
It was Hollywood. I don't believe they did.
You say Photoshop?
Yeah, I don't believe they did, because they've never done it again.
Oh, for real?
They have. The bare people have gone to the moon.
But have we seen? What I mean by that is that
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. I hear what you're saying.
But what you're saying, I hear what you're saying. But for example, me, like,
What do you say? Pinewood Studios, yeah?
I wasn't there.
I've been there before. Still.
You saw the moon?
No, Pinewood. No,
No, I'm saying you saw the moon there.
You see bare different like houses, kind of. But
You missed that one.
what was I gonna say? Yeah. So in terms of me, I always try and do good deeds for people, but in terms of people I do know, people I don't know. Like even when I was in Dubai the other day, must have been outside. I was taking a picture by my car.
Tripod or no tripod?
Yeah, by my car. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So tripod. Yeah, son, no. Yeah, my babes. The tripod. And then when Nigerian brothers
Man drove away from the car with a tripod left there with a... What if a thief just popped out from somewhere?
In Dubai, a thief.
Yeah, bro, it's impossible. Not in Dubai, it's impossible,
bro.
Remember that?
You've been there, bro. You can leave your bag in your car, bro. No one's stealing that bag.
You can leave your doors open.
They'll cut your hand off.
instantly.
on the scene.
Incidents. He can't come here. Come here, but come.
Oh my God. No.
What? I can't clear my throat. I can clear my got a lozenge.
What's that? Spitting on the cut?
No, I'm just clearing my.
Spitting on the what?
On the cut. On the cut head.
Was it disinfected?
This has to be the uncut version because this is they'll cancel man on TikTok. Oh, you see TikTok,
TikTok is brutal.
Mate, see TikTok because it goes so far. One day,
You and Taser love it,
listen,
boy.
one day I opened Pandora's box. I thought, let me go into one of the comments on
Bro,
Chiso's thing.
I don't read them
Oh
comments.
my God.
I
I turned it off straight away.
I don't read them
They're
comments.
talking about me like this. I said, this is bad.
I don't read them comments.
Hey, I don't know
TikTok.
what it was that I was talking about. I saw the comments. No, I think it was you. I told you to take it down.
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
homie, what it was, they must have he must have tried to do clickbait on me, yeah? Don't worry, we're going to talk about this. Man, clickbait me or something. I went into the comments. I said,
Gable phoned me fast.
Jesus Christ! I said, take this down immediately.
This guy phoned me fast.
Mate!
I phoned Wes.
Oi, I think you forget, with like
You
YouTube,
got your
yeah?
account though. You got your account.
Yeah, I don't go into
Now,
it.
what is, you see with
I let Wes
YouTube,
go
yeah?
into it.
I do.
You see YouTube, yeah? And the little, like, and the Chiso's page, they're maybe used to the banter and used to like how...
No. I got one hater. So today your hate is gonna love this episode. Yeah, you.
Go on,
He's
go on.
gonna love it this episode because I'm quiet. Every time I speak, he's always like, why is he always talking? You should let Gable talk more.
He's on him. He's like, shut
Bro.
up.
For the past 18 for the past 18 months.
It's Chiso's channel.
Bro, the guy's moving like he's
talking.
Hey, bro, like he's got your mouth.
Whoa.
Yeah. I'm not even gonna pause. This one.
What's
This one ain't pausing. Yeah, my man's got your in his mouth, bro.
But it's not to do with games.
I know, but still, he's still got Gable's in his mouth. Every time he want to come.
This guy's gonna come and find you, you know?
Oh yeah, fighting me. What's he gonna do?
It's true, they ain't no guns here.
Bro, you see the thing is here, man think I'm one of these social media duns who, oh my God. We don't talk about how we are off camera, innit?
I'll beat you up. Yes, I was in Nigeria. I was in Dubai, and then I'm taking pictures by my car. Anyway, so locked the car. What's going on there? Then one Nigerian guy come up to me and he's gone, "How you doing, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good, man." So, "Can you buy me something to eat?" I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "What? Do you live here?" Or what's going on here? Like, what do you mean? I don't understand. He's gone, "No, I don't stay here." I said, "Yeah, I stay here." I said, "You know what? Let me finish taking my pictures. Give me 5 minutes." So I took about 15, 20. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't do it on purpose though. So I'm thinking, where's my man? Anyway, I've gone back into the hotel and he's in the lobby. Then he stood up and he's seen me and he's like, "Yeah, I just need something to eat." And I was like, "It is what it is, bro." I said, I looked at the menu though. I didn't let him do ham. In case man was, yes, let me get this. No.
ham is in,
no,
ham.
ham is in like go
okay,
ham.
okay.
So I was like, what do you want? And but I think it was in the morning. It was like maybe like 4 or 5 in the morning. It says breakfast. So I got him like a omelette, scrambled egg, French toast. Then I said water. He said it was like 120 dirhams. I said, "No, I got free water in my room. I'll come back. I'll give you water." And that was it. And I gave him food.
Do you believe in karma?
I don't believe in karma, but I believe if you can help someone, then help them. Because there's no skin off my nose to give you that. Because remember, for you to ask someone for food, like for example, if you begged me and said, "Can I have money?" It's a bit. I know it sounds weird, but it's just a bit different to me. It's kind of like, what are you going to do with that money? Are you someone?
Why do people do that when it comes to homeless people? Just give them the money.
No, but I remember. No, it's not even that. But I just feel like I don't. Whereas even after Mo's BAFTA, you weren't even there. It was me and Rich.
Yeah, we didn't get the invite, so gone. Sorry.
No, she was there.
Oh, you was there? Oh, you got the invite too? Yeah. Oh, sorry, wow, just
Now
me.
it's +1.
Sorry, just me. I
How's
didn't,
he
sorry,
+1?
Sorry, just me, I didn't get the
Now
invite.
is he +1?
That's fine,
I didn't get an invite.
No, that's fine, but you got to go. I didn't get to go.
Yeah.
That day, I was pissed that day when I saw that.
What?
When I saw the after party,
Blazers?
it was lit still.
But you can't wear suits like that.
Excuse me?
You can't wear suits. You can't.
Oh my
You do
God.
yourself a disservice.
Excuse me?
You would have picture.
Excuse me? Okay. Oh, you found something funny now, Chiz? You found something funny to laugh at now, Chiz, yeah?
You would have been on my picture, but that picture's on, what's it, like 6K likes? How many likes is that on? Let me check.
Oh, they still get likes today.
Yeah,
I'll
I'll pin that.
Yeah, so I had to pin it as well.
5.6K likes. Yeah.
But even when we took that picture straight away, I said, that's the minimum 4.
Yeah. But so is life.
Don't worry, Gable.
Next one.
You're not allowed in the pictures.
But
Maybe soon.
what was I gonna say? Yes, after Mo's party, I must have been at McDonald's night.
You man love a McDonald's, boy.
In Holborn. So
McDonald's, yeah, McDonald's.
How many countries do you think you've been McDonald's?
Yeah.
Like you got a McDonald's tour everywhere.
yeah, everywhere still, apart from Nigeria
Why?
and Ghana.
Look at the racism.
No, KFC.
Yeah, you're saying I'm going about the BAFTAs gone.
So I've come out of BAFTAs now. Me and Rich are in the car, and I'm with Laurie as well. So we're driving. Everyone's like, let's get McDonald's. So I parked right outside Holborn Station, jumped out. When homeless man come to the car and he's like, "Yo, can I get something to eat, please?" So number one, I'm like, "Why are you so close to the window, bro?" But I said, "Oh, do you know, whatever." I said, "I'll come to McDonald's with me. Cool, no problem." So I've got Rich's order, Laurie's order, whatever. So then I'm looking at him and the brother's barefooted. So, and I always have like a spare pair of Air Force in my boot, but these ones would come in like, I wasn't going to wear these ones anymore. So I was like, "What size are you?" Told me his size. I think it was like a 9. I said, "Yeah, I got some trainers for you." I just gave him the trainers and I bought him a meal. I was like, "But it's nothing." I'll do stuff like that because I feel like for me.
Why are you telling the camera all the stuff you're doing?
What do you mean? But I didn't put on my story. I didn't put
Why
on
are you telling?
Instagram.
Why are you telling YouTube? Why are you letting them know
Why
all the
not?
good stuff you do? Couldn't you just kept it to yourself?
See what I'm saying? That's the problem.
No, I don't know. Why do you need to advertise it on YouTube on
After
Chiso's
you
channel?
said about you,
That's what I know.
you want to leave your imprint.
No, I just don't know why you have to
I
advertise
leave
it.
my imprint.
I don't know.
Domino effect.
You couldn't just have just kept it to yourself of the good deeds.
I
you
did.
do.
I've kept to myself. That was how long ago was that? How long ago
No,
was
but
that?
you've now come on the camera to let everyone know that you've done good
That
stuff.
was May the 9th, 2022.
So you
No,
thought-
May the 8th,
So you thought
2022.
you'd come today.
And May last year was a good month, you know.
Yeah.
You thought you'd come today and promote it.
No, it's not even that. It's just for me. Do you know what it is? I don't know about making it. Things like that make me feel better. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I try and do a good deed a day. So if I can,
I can't lie. That's why I do it. To be fair, to make myself feel better.
Yeah, I was gonna say like.
I'm not gonna pretend.
You do it for them or do you do it for you?
I don't believe in altruism. I don't believe people do things out of the goodness of their heart.
No, it's like the goodness of my heart.
But I think, but there's still that small part of it that makes you feel good.
Yeah, that makes you feel good to help somebody else.
Yeah, and that's why I do it.
Like even if I've been to chicken shops before and I've seen like black kids doing the thing where they're catting there to see which one they go, no, I'll pay for the meal, it's fine. Why not? Like, what are you getting? Just get what you're getting. Because I remember being that age where like, I really love that chicken burger, but I can only afford 1 wing and chips. Let me get 1 wing and chips. No, but get a 2-piece meal. Why
No,
not?
I do good deeds.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Because
my
remember,
good deeds are to make me feel good.
Yeah, but it makes you feel good. But my thing is, you know what it is? Like sometimes, like with that little boy, for example, he will see that and be like, I could do it to someone else. Or
Then when he's older, he's gonna do it to someone else.
yeah, or someone's been kind to me, or even someone else that sees that homeless brother was white, for example. Like you've seen someone black do a good deed,